Today, we're diving into a document that makes some pretty staggering claims about the American legal system. The theory is that there's a whole hidden reality operating behind the scenes in every court case, every law, and believe it or not, every contract you sign. Let's unpack the ideas laid out in this document. So let's start with this. This isn't just a philosophical thought experiment. Nope, it's the absolute core idea of the document we're looking at. It suggests that the minute you walk into any courtroom, doesn't matter if it's for a traffic ticket or some huge lawsuit, the game being played is not the one you think it is. You see, the source material for this explainer, a document that's been passed around called the Lawyer's Secret Oath, argues that decades ago, a secret transformation happened. In this event, it claims completely changed the relationship between people and the government, basically locking every single one of us into one of only two possible categories. And here they are. According to this theory, in the eyes of the law today, you are either a debtor or a creditor. That's it, the one who owes or the one who is owed. Every legal fight, this document says, is just a business transaction to sort out who's who. Now, you're probably thinking, how on earth could that be possible? Well, the document offers up a kind of secret history to explain it all. Okay, so the entire theory really hinges on a series of events from way back, almost 100 years ago. The document presents this as the origin story, the Big Bang, for this debt-based system that it claims we're all living under. So here's the sequence of events as the source lays it out. First, it claims that back in the 1930s, the US and a bunch of other big nations secretly declared bankruptcy during the Geneva Conventions. They basically handed over the keys to international creditors. Then, it says, FDR's famous banking holiday in 1933. Well, that was really the start of managing this national bankruptcy. And the final piece of the puzzle, according to this theory, was a Supreme Court case in 1938, Erie Railroad Co. v. Tompkins. Right? So this one Supreme Court case is presented as the moment everything changed. The argument isn't just that it tweaked a legal procedure, it's that it literally split American law into before and after, and created a completely new set of rules for the game. Now, check this out, because this is the supposed divide. Before 1938, the document says courts followed constitutional law. But after that Erie case, it claims all courts became commercial courts. Their new mission wasn't about justice or rights anymore. It was about enforcing something called public policy, a policy supposedly created to handle the bankruptcy. And this new system needed an operating manual. And that manual is the Uniform Commercial Code, or UCC. Now, most people know the UCC as a set of rules for business stuff, right? But this document sees it as something way more powerful. It's framed as the universal code, supposedly created by private lawyer groups to manage the national debt in the exact same way in every single state. And this brings us to the most explosive claim of the whole thing. I mean, if this system is real, who's guarding the secrets? Well, the source points its finger squarely at the legal profession itself. Here's the heart of it. The document claims that every lawyer, every judge, takes a private, secret oath. They supposedly swear to uphold this bankruptcy system. But more than that, they swear to never, ever reveal who the real creditor is in court. This, the source argues, is why you can't hire a lawyer to fight the system, because they've already sworn an oath to protect it. Which, of course, begs the million-dollar question. If the United States corporation is bankrupt and is now the debtor in this scenario, who's on the other side? Who's the creditor? The document's answer is pretty vague and ominous. It just calls them a group of unnamed international banksters. So how do regular people like you and me get dragged into this whole national bankruptcy thing? The document says it happens through a series of contracts we all sign without ever knowing their real meaning. It calls this whole mechanism the snare. And this is how the snare supposedly works. The claim here is that every time you sign one of these everyday documents, getting a social security number, using a zip code, you're actually signing a commercial contract without realizing it. And by doing that, you voluntarily pledge yourself, your work, and all your property as collateral against the national debt. You just made yourself a debtor in their system. But after painting this really grim picture, the document doesn't just leave you hanging. It actually offers a very specific step-by-step process that it claims you can use to get out of the snare. The fix, it says, is all about creating your own paper trail. The document tells you to file a UCC-1 financing statement. But here's the twist. On the form, you list yourself as both the debtor and the creditor. The logic is that by filing this with the state, you're creating a superior legal claim over yourself and everything you own. And the goal here is pretty straightforward but powerful. If you're officially on record as the main creditor for your own assets, the theory is that no one else, not even the government acting for its creditors, can come and take your stuff to pay off public debt. You've essentially taken yourself off their balance sheet. This quote from the document really sums up the whole philosophy. This alleged system only has power over you because you consent to it with your signature. So the source argues, if you understand that, you can use your own signature to file your own claims and take back your status. So what are we left with? We've walked through a document that presents this whole other version of reality, a secret history of national bankruptcy, and a legal system built on debt, not justice. Now, it's really important to say that these ideas are way, way outside of mainstream legal thinking. So the question it leaves us with is this a compelling modern myth? Or is it something more?